Well, let's talk about The Matrix Part 5. So apparently there's been rumors floating around that Will Smith is set to star in The Matrix. Yeah, they're making a fifth one. I know after we saw the fourth one was god awful. I saw that was a one and done for me. I was like, ain't no way in hell I'm watching this damn movie after after that atrocity that was part four. I still don't even know what the plot of that damn movie was. And y'all were able to bring Keanu Reeves and Carrie Ann Moss back, which was awesome, but they didn't do anything. Like, where was the fight sequences? Where was the action? What was the things that we loved about the original Matrix? It was missing from that last movie. And don't get me wrong, I love the original Matrix. That will be like one of my all-time favorite movies. I remember like the philosophy and all the other stuff that was going up in there. I just love the original film. The original movie was perfect. Then we got The Matrix Reloaded and Revolutions. I like the action in The Matrix Reloaded. It was a little too heavy-handed in regards to the philosophy and the spirituality and all that other stuff, and then the Superman godlike stuff that y'all were trying to throw up in there. It was a little, like I said, the movie was a little heavy-handed. Although I did like a lot of a lot of the action scenes. I loved like there was more martial arts. Wu Ping definitely did his thing and like up in the ante in regards to the action, the wire fu, all that other stuff. And it's funny how we had Will Smith up in here when, fun fact, Will Smith was originally supposed to play Neo back in the day before he passed. I also believe I heard Brad Pitt was approached to play Neo. He passed too. But look, now it's like we got Keanu Reeves. I don't think any of us can see beyond Keanu playing Neo. And so now he's synonymous with that part. And there were so many other people. Remember Janet Jackson was supposed to play Trinity at one point? I think Madonna said she was even up for the role. They went through everybody before they wound up getting who they got. But here's the thing: it's like Carrie Ann Moss. I can't see nobody besides her playing it, playing Trinity. Just like I can't see nobody else but Keanu playing Neo. So there's been rumors going around because he posted the following on his Instagram. He posted this. That the Matrix has you and all this other stuff. So he went and posted that on his IG, which basically left people wondering, is Will Smith supposed to play? Is he going to be in the new Matrix movie? Because there was a story that came out, I believe, last year that they were developing another Matrix movie. So the Instagram post featuring Matrix-style computer fonts stated, in 1997, the Wachowskis offered Will Smith the role of Neo in The Matrix. Smith turned it down. He chose, and I know he's regretting it, Wild Wild West, believing it was a better fit for him at the time. But the question remains, what would The Matrix have been like with Will Smith as Neo? Wake up, Will, The Matrix has you. Now, The Matrix, went on to be a generation-defining hit, while Barry's Sonnenfeld's Wild Wild West was beaten up by critics and flopped at the box office, which I think that was the movie that killed Big Willie Weekend. Because back in the day, there used to be a thing called Big Willie Weekend, where every time, because of the success of Independence Day, Will Smith's weekend was literally July 4th. Anytime a movie came out July 4th weekend, that was literally solidified as a Will Smith movie release date. And so he was releasing all these films, and it was relatively doing well around that time until he decided, I guess that ego got out of damn control, and then he went off and did The Wild Wild West, which turned out to be a flop. And shout out to Salma Hayek, because she was in that damn movie too. um, okay, so now Goddard, the writer director behind The Martian, The Cabin in the Woods, and World War Z, was tapped to write and direct the new Matrix feature for Warner Brothers last year. This will be the first Matrix film not directed by a Wachowski sibling, though Lana Wachowski will act as an executive producer on the new project. Now, I'm actually glad that the Wachowskis have stepped down and are not partaking in the Matrix stuff, and Drew Goddard, I believe is who the name is, because I don't see that the name was in there. But anyway, I actually like the fact that we have a new person coming in with a new idea. Hopefully it doesn't suck. Hopefully you do have an interesting idea. And I feel like in the way our world is right now, this is the perfect time for a Matrix type of film, with some freedom fighters going against the corporate establishments, and how a lot of times we still use references of the Matrix and that sort of thing. I always say that now when I use a lot of references on this show. I'm like, I don't live in the Matrix, I live in the real world. And the real world would be like me not living in the computer world. So A lot of people live their life in the internet and creating these bots or whatever the case is, not being their true authentic selves and living through all that stuff. So there's people who live that whole situation like that. But some people was commenting, they was like, love you, Will, but I can't unsee Keanu Reeves. Another person commented, if y'all do Keanu and Will in the same movie, that will be record breaking crazy. And look, why can't we have different iterations of Neo? We've had different iterations of Neo. Remember, here's the Neo that we saw in the Matrix movies. Wasn't he like the sixth iteration of Neo? So it was like we've had many more Neos before him. So I'm hoping that maybe of sorts they could do. I don't know. Should they do a prequel? I mean, we got prequels of the Animatrix. We got a sort of an explanation of how the Matrix happened. I do like the Animatrix. I have the whole box set of where they had like all the discs and stuff, where they had the Animatrix and they had all these different things behind the scenes, the making of. Like, I was so deep within the whole, like, I was a Matrix disciple when that movie came out back in the day, where I was so caught up in everything and I wanted to know and have so much of everything about the Matrix and my fingertips. So I even bought like the huge box set where they had all the discs and you got all the behind the scenes and everything in the Animatrix. And I did like some of those short films that they had. So I do like that. Like I said, that there's going to be that they're not going to be fully involved, but they will be a part of it, as in the Wachowskis. So now, really, it's funny enough, I can't believe that the Matrix actually came out 25 years ago, or a little over it now, because it was 1999. So, it is, I think it'll be 26 years this year. The Matrix swept the imaginations of audiences with a mind-bending story, envelope-pushing special effects, and a defining performance from Keanu Reeves. The movie grossed $467 million worldwide at the time, became a pop culture touchstone. The Matrix Reloaded and The Matrix Revolutions were released back-to-back in 2003 to extend the film franchise, with The Matrix Resurrections arriving in 2021. Now, Smith, rose to fame as a rapper and star of the 90s sitcom Fresh Prince of Bel-Air and became one of the world's biggest movie stars. Doing films such as Independence Day, which was released in 1996, and Men in Black in 1997. He landed a hit last year with co-star Martin Lawrence in Bad Boys Ride or Die, which aimed in part to jumpstart Smith's movie career after, the scandal that he had with the Oscar slap and that sort of thing. Well, here's the thing. We done moved on from that. Well, at least I'll speak for myself. I moved on from Will Smith and the slapation. And I feel like at this point, can we all move on from that too? And now what I want to see Will Smith in a Matrix movie. Well, look, we had the closest thing. We had Jada. We had Jada Pinkett Smith in the Matrix Reloaded and Revolutions. Although I was a little upset because I felt like she was wasted in those films. And I think it was because they utilized her more in the video game. Yeah, I even had that. I had the video game too, and I played it, where it was Niobe and Ghost was going on missions and all the other stuff. So that was cool that y'all got to use her for that. And I think at the time they were trying to do like the whole digital technology thing where it was like where they incorporated like actual them acting out and doing the fight stuff, so that, and then they imprinted it in the video game, which was groundbreaking at the time. Now you see like all the video games pretty much do that. So I would have liked to have seen her utilized more in the movies, where we could have seen her do more of some fight stuff instead of that little 2-second fight sequence that we see, that blink and you miss it. Like I said, 2-second fight scene that she had during like this little montage of Morpheus's speech. So I was a little irritated. I'm like, damn, that's the only thing we getting to see of her beating up a security guard, and that's it. Like, I wanted to see Jada, in more stuff, because I was a big Jada fan back in the day, before all the polarizing stuff that she started doing now, where she's rubbed a lot of people the wrong way with the entanglements and the book and all the other stuff that she's done. I was a big Jada Pinkett fan back in the day. Like, I loved her on A Different World. I loved her in Demon Knight. That is like one of my favorite movies. I would have loved to have seen them spin that off into something. Because I was like, Demon Knight, Tales from the Crypt, that was a good damn movie. And I like and I always felt like they should have really explored that lore as well. So hopefully somebody does that down the road. But as far as like Will Smith in The Matrix 5, I feel like he's had his chance. I would have loved to have seen him in that, but I feel like it's time to move on to a different Neo or whatever idea that they have. I'm open for it. It's because they need to reboot the franchise. I don't think Keanu Reeves will come back. Keanu Reeves already talked about his knees bothering him from doing John Wick, so he don't even know if he's going to come back and do another one. So if y'all expect him to do all that crazy wire food stuff in a new Matrix movie, that ain't happening. Because, like I said, Keanu Reeves already bitching and moaning about his knees bothering him from doing all them years of wear and tear from doing John Wick. And y'all know he stays doing the action. And he's a man of a certain age. He's in his 60s. So he can't be able to do the things that he used to do back when he was doing the Matrix, which was what? He was in his 30s at the time. So I say all this, say, what do y'all think of this story? Because now they're saying that I don't even think I even got to the point. So there were rumors going around that because I got caught up in the Matrix bag. The actual thing is, no, he is not going to appear in a Matrix movie. He, I guess, was just trying to tease or play around and all this stuff. But the whole moral of the story is he's not going to be in the Matrix. But I ask all of you, would you like to have seen Will Smith in a Matrix movie? I think, like, you know what? You had your opportunity and you passed on it. So we'll just have to imagine a world in another iteration of the Matrix that Will Smith was Neo in the world being a freedom fighter. So I ask all of you, what do you think of this story? Whatever your thoughts are, let me know in the comments down below.